Please. Okay. As Darkspeed sealed his hood to his neck, the hood snapped solid into a helmet. Whoa! The suit is now sealed and pressurized. The oxygen rebreather can last a normal human for 3 hours, so you would be ready for a spacewalk in this. It's temperature, chemical, biohazard, and radiation resistant. In this state, the suit can't sweat the wearer's heat away like it should, and has limited cooling available, so don't overheat yourself. Then again, we only made the space survivability portion at Cosmos' request, and his armor does cool him. It's comfy and safe, Cosmos said. We placed a slightly sticky grip on the gloves and boots for sure-footedness. We put gadgets galore in each one of these. The list of what was available is as follows. Virtuoso looked up in the air as she recalled the list and continued. High-voltage stun gloves, cutting laser, nano rope, blades, lockpicks, automatic lockpicks, throw cameras, throw sensors, super mini flashbangs, super mini grenades, silent neck microphone, internal earpiece, flashlights, tracers, darts, secret compartments, and a place for your wallet. Virtuoso looked back at her wide-eyed audience. And that doesn't include the smart system we've been working on for months. This thing has a built-in computer, a real computer. You can talk to it and ask it questions. IQ helped Jack for weeks with an AI to get it right. It can communicate back through the earpiece or the heads-up display. The display is just a hollow G that projects in front of your face and can only be seen from that angle. It has GPS, in-flight navigation, external scanners, thermal and infrared vision can be overlaid to what the user sees, amplified hearing, near-miss indicator, encrypted communication, and a connection to the HU grid. Wow, you and the other brains really outdid yourself. If all this tests out as reliable, I think the supers in the field are going to want an upgrade, Connor said. On Darkspeed's costume, we made a few modifications. On his right forearm is an N-gun that fires at high speed, and on his left forearm is a super mini grenade launcher. How powerful are these grenades? Connors asked. Like a small bomb, but launchable, Virtuoso said. You brought explosives into the dorm room? No, I didn't. The N-gun isn't even active until he knows how to use it. Okay, Connor said. Just so you know, I don't want any firearms or grenades in the dorms. In the pit, a red shirt just goes to the bench. Here, we have to think safety first. We're keeping all the destructive ordinances and the HHOA in the dugout locker. The HHOA? It's the strongest explosive IQ was able to make with the nanovat. It looks like a throwing disc, but we call it the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch. No matter how cute the name, I don't want anything that explodes in the dorm. I understand, and we'll keep to safety protocols. I'll go next. Virtuoso teleported away and was back a moment later. Virtuoso's costume was reflective silver, like a liquid mirror all the way to her fingertips. Her costume had a few hard plates, and the ones it did have were very small. Around her costume was a long flowing cloak and hood of the same reflective material that almost touched the ground. Virtuoso had a mirrored mask on her face that almost looked like a masquerade ball mask, only closely fit to her face with open eyes. Her costume was more form-fitting than her uniform, but little could be seen with the cloak all around her. When she moved, you could see she did have a belt with pouches on it. On her right thigh could be seen a smaller, leaner N-gun in a holster. My costume is a lighter version, with the second layer of reactive nanomail in the cloak. Since I use illusions and teleporting to keep myself out of the hard part of combat, I thought this would be good. I like the way you keep most of your face and body covered. It would be hard for someone to get your secret identity from that, Connor said. You have most of the same gadgets in there? Bioforce asked. Some, but not all. Only the ones I would use, Virtuoso said. Would you like to go next? Sure, Bioforce said as she jumped to her feet. She took a large bag from Virtuoso and said, Be right back. Bioforce came out of her room wearing her new gold and pink costume. The colors worked together with gold as the base and the pink adding to the boldness of the look. Her costume had no hard plates. Instead, it just had thicker sections of nanomail. The backpack was smaller and flatter to her back. On each of her thighs were the slimmer N-guns. It's not tight-fitting. That's what you wanted, right? Virtuoso asked. That's right, Bioforce said as she moved around in the costume. The nanomail still stretches when I change? The material is similar to your old uniform and has the wing slots behind the backpack. If you pressurize the suit, the slots will also seal. This also has all the updates I was talking about and a more compact medical kit. Do you like it? I think I do. Bioforce said as she continued to examine the costume. It looks just like what you've been asking for, she said. And it has one extra feature. Virtuoso smiled as she said it. Change the color of your skin. Bioforce changed the color of her skin to blue. Without noticing a difference in time delay, the costume changed to the same color blue. How did you do that? Bioforce asked. The costume has sensors in it and detects the change from your normal skin tone. It then changes to match your color, Virtuoso said. That's brilliant. Who's next? Connors asked. She, why don't we finish off the girls? You go next, Darkspeed said. She sprang to her feet and took the bag that Virtuoso handed her. I'll be back in a moment. She came back into the common room wearing her red armor. The armor was different from Darkspeed's or the other girls. On her shoulders there were overlapping plates of omnium metal held together by strips of nanomail. Down the arms and legs rested thin omnium strips that were again done in a fashion that was decidedly different in Japanese. A short skirt of nanomail extended down to mid-thigh and had black decorative stitching imposed on the mail to look like samurai armor. On her back were two swords, one reaching above each shoulder. I love it, she said. Is that samurai or ninja? Darkspeed asked. It's samurai that's thinned down to match a stealth's needs, so it looks a little ninja. Did you see the swords? Virtuoso asked. I did. She pulled out the two short straight swords. These are made of omnium? Yes, you shouldn't be able to break them, and they should never lose the sharper-than-razor edge. Ninjato style. I like these, she said as she slowly moved the swords back and forth in the air. What's ninjato? Bioforce asked. A katana is a long, curved samurai sword. A ninjato is a shorter, straight sword, still with the single edge and tanto point, like these. You even trim the guard down like I like, she said. You also have one slim model endgun on your side, a metal spike launcher under each wrist to use with your repulsion power, and this suit is tuned to not rub together or make any noise, Virtuoso said. And this has all the same features as the other suits? All the same. I was thinking of putting some writing on the sword or armor, but... No, I like it plain. This is perfect. What do you think, Coach? I like it, and I think your father and mother will love it, Connor said. Last girl up, then, Virtuoso said as she held a bag up and looked at Glimmer. You made one for me? Glimmer said with a smile. You've been spending enough time with the team. We adopted you and Saber. Come on, you're up. Virtuoso tossed the bag in the air toward Glimmer, who was more than able to catch it. Here, use my room, Virtuoso said as she led the girl away from the others. Glimmer emerged from the room wearing her antique white costume. The armored sections looked like shaped and polished pieces of pearl. The layout of the armor itself was lighter and fit in close to the rest of the costume. Her nanomail had been altered to have the outward appearance of fine fabric like an expensive 18th century dress that hugged her waist. On the knuckles of her silky nanomail gloves were small flat pieces of omnium that also looked like perfect shiny pearls. When she extended her arms off the sides, a thin lace spread underneath her arms. Under the thin gossamer dress could be seen the outline of her shin and knee guards. Protruding from above her right shoulder was the pearled handle of a katana. What do you think? Virtuoso asked. And this beautiful thing is just as tactical as the others? Glimmer asked. The dress part and the wings are cut wide and they're stretchy, so they shouldn't get in your way at all. The rest of the costume is just as tactical. It's just been resurfaced and decorated, Virtuoso said. No endgun for me? Glimmer said as she pulled the shiny omnium katana from her back. We decided not to, since your light powers are stronger than an endgun. I think I really like it. What do you think? Glimmer asked Amunet in an effort to bring her into the discussion. I think it's the most feminine costume I have ever seen. It suits you, Amunet answered. Glimmer turned to Virtuoso and said, Thank you so much for such a wonderful gift. I won't be wearing this in the pit. You're supposed to wear it everywhere, Virtuoso said. But it's so nice. That's why I had Cosmos replicate each costume. Everyone gets 5 of each, and he can repair them if they get damaged. Glimmer smiled at Cosmos. Then I will wear my costume as much as possible. Saber, you're up. Darkspeed held up a bag and led the other leader into his room.